I met a lady from Sri Lanka who was a refugee and went to another country. She was saying that it is because there wasn't initiatives like what they have in Singapore that a lot of countries, after attacks or war, there's a mistrust between the communities. When a person who has gone through that kind of conflict environment tells you that initiatives that we do in Singapore at every level is important, then it just makes you want to do more. Hi, my name is Nazhath Faheema. I'm the founder of hash.peace, which is an activist movement from Singapore that catalyzes conversations about social harmony. In 2015, I was nominated as a Muslim Youth Ambassador of Peace. That was when I was first exposed to problems that Singapore and surrounding regions face in terms of radicalization, religious extremism, and some other related issues. I saw the opportunity as something where I, as a young person, could sort of contribute to. Initially, after I was nominated as Muslim Youth Ambassador of Peace and we were creating awareness among parents and young people about how extremist groups reach out to youth and recruit them, and I was doing all of this as Faheema. I needed an overarching brand, or I needed a collective through which I had to sort of do this advocacy. I sat down and think, what to do? In cryptography, there's this process called hashing. I thought it's nice to come up with something called hash.peace, where these conversations go through this process of hashing, so you put it in, and then the outcome of it should be sort of a very peaceful environment, So that's how I came up with hash.peace, really, to be honest. The thing about racial religious harmony advocacy, right, it's not something where the outcome is immediately seen. It's difficult to show what has been the outcome. There are challenges within certain communities when I take up certain topics, especially like extremism, because you have to sort of agree to disagree with certain things. Sometimes I can be seen as saying things that's against my own Muslim community, but I guess I usually do it under closed doors, so I sort of have an opportunity to clarify any misconceptions. As long as it has created this opportunity to bring up the topic, let people think about it, I think that's good. One of the activities that we do is Heritage Saturdays. One Saturday a month, visiting a particular community in Singapore. So we went to visit like the Chinese Heritage Center, Peranakan Museum, and then we learned about the Zoroastrian community. We picked really the minority or the less known communities in Singapore. The idea is to highlight, together with a small group of people, learn and understand about the different communities in Singapore. And of course, then during the discussion, we also experience commonalities we might have with them. When you meet some of the leaders like Prince Harry and all, and we tell him about what we are doing, there was one thing he told me where if, let's say, the terrorists who want to destroy communities are so determined, then shouldn't people who want to have a peaceful life be even more determined? At that point of time, when you share that you're doing your own effort, I think generally the leaders tend to appreciate it because these are the avenues they probably can't come down and reach out to, and they see activists and advocates as agents who can help them. In the long term, I definitely hope hash.peace is slightly bigger than what it is now. It's a very small movement. I definitely want hash.peace to sort of start reaching out to not just within Singapore but outside Singapore. I hope to connect with young people around the region and around the world, and together how we can sort of promote racial religious harmony within our own communities. Definitely #OutOfSingapore. The aim is not to create a large mass of following, but definitely I want to be, in the next 10 years, to be able to say that we have created, bridge builders. It doesn't matter at all whether it's a small movement, it's a big movement. What matters is what's the impact it's creating. So sometimes the change has to just start from the first 2 to 3 degrees of network around you. Do not be too concerned about how many likes your page has or how many followers your Instagram has. That doesn't matter, because all it took for me was just a couple of messages from a few people to say that the efforts that I'm taking, it's reaching and creating a change in someone.